The day starts with Farndale head keeper Bernard Moss drawing butt numbers for the first drive. He also gives a concise safety talk explaining how to place and use shooting sticks in the butts for the benefit of those guns who haven't shot driven grouse before.
Thank you very much. Marvellous. Right. There's 4 guns left in the cabinet. Oh, yeah. All day or if it stops for 10 minutes.
We head up to the moor and prepare for the first drive. Visibility is poor with low-lying cloud and the rain starting to increase in severity. Charlie sets to and assembles a family heirlooms. Despite the weather conditions, hopes are high and we are anticipating some good sport. Sure enough, it isn't long before the first coveys start to stream over and we get our first grouse in the bag. The flankers come in and the beaters near the butts, signalling the end of the drive. Drive over and the piggers up come into play. Spaniels and labs sweep behind the butts for lost grouse. Spirits are high after the first drive despite the rain. Moving on to the next line of butts, a loader is a little overly optimistic about the weather.
Well, we can't grumble because it's been, we've had a fair summer, but we've had a terrible spring.
Well, I'm just hoping this is going to be good for when we go to Scotland.
The guns prepare for the second drive. Wes Stanton, an accomplished clay shot, is one of the guns that has never shot driven grouse before, but he quickly proves he can hold his own.
He's down.
Yeah, well done, son.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Lost sight of them.
Well done.
Put my waterproof coat back on now, please. Today is the first time I've shot double guns in the field. I've done it a few times at Royal Berks and E.J. Churchill on flushes, but it's the first time I'd actually been out in the field on live quarry. My loader, Tasser, was really good company. He's far more experienced than I am when it comes to grouse, and he gave me a lot of good pointers on the day and kept a gun by my side when I'd got an empty one. So it was. It took me a little while to get used to it, as opposed to trying to load myself. But after the first drive, really, I got used to picking up the gun and having another couple of shots behind. Guns I shot today were a pair of Browning 525 grade 1s, not a matched pair of Brownings, but a pair nonetheless. I've shot Brownings for many years. I like the way they handle, I understand the way they handle. I've got Berettas as well, but those are the guns I chose to shoot with today, and they performed admirably in the wet.
I was also using 525 today, but the 525 light. This was a gun that I bought, it fitted me rather well, so I purchased it as a strategic gift for the wife. She probably doesn't know I used it on the day, but I've shot driven grouse before. I was a little rusty. It's been 2 years since I've been in the butt. There's a lot of birds coming through very, very fast indeed, but once I picked up the speed I shot quite well. Managed to get 7.5 brace for my day, so I was quite pleased with that. The rain is only getting worse and the skies have darkened as the day has gone on. Combined with the exceptionally fast flying birds, this is certainly challenging sport. After missing 4 in a row, I rest the gun to regain some composure, and then take a right and a left. The last 2 drives will be taken from the same line of butts. Driven first from one direction, the final drive will then be returned.
I didn't really know what to expect today in terms of what the grouse would be like. People have described it to me as Olympic trap in reverse, where they go like bats out of hell but towards you rather than away from you. But over the years I've shot quite a bit of skeet to a reasonably high standard, and I would suggest that going and shooting some Olympic skeet is probably the best practice for shooting driven grouse. When the grouse started to come through, they came through very low and very fast. Now, on any low game shoot, you'd be crucified for shooting anything that low, and it just took me a while to realise that was actually a legitimate thing to shoot at when it came over. So once I got used to that after the first drive, settled down and started to shoot reasonably well. I wasn't really thinking about putting any maintained lead on them. It was just swing through the line of the bird, give enough lead, pull the trigger, and most of them died as a result.
The rain has still not let up, and as the day draws to a close, the beaters come into the line for the last time, no doubt glad their long day is over. The fallen grouse from the final drive are gathered in, tallied up and taken to the game cart. So Wesley, you shot very well today.
Thank you.
Novice grouse shot, first time driven grouse, and double guns.
That's right, yeah.
What did you make of the day?
Wet. It absolutely poured with rain for
all day.
Actually, there was a moment of about 14 seconds when it wasn't raining around about lunchtime, but I actually may have been in the car at that point. But no, it did pour with rain, but it didn't really put a dampener on the whole day. It was the first time I shot grouse. I didn't really know what to expect. I'd heard stories about how fast they fly. But what I did do, although I'm an experienced shot and a reasonably good game shot, I did want to make sure that I was adequately prepared. So myself and at least 2 of the other guns went to E.J. Churchill's shooting ground, practiced on the grouse, but listened to people who've done a lot of it. So we knew what to expect on the day, even though none of us had actually shot a real live grouse before.
Farndale moor's very, very well looked after. It's perfectly manicured, lots of fires through it, different heights of heather, big bilberry banks. It's a long, narrow moor, and it's a moor that you can almost shoot every year. It's always got grouse, some years more than others, but there's not many years where they don't shoot. Charlie Jacobi has put his great-grandfather's guns to good use and shows the extent of the inclement conditions braved by both guns and beaters. That said, the wet weather didn't dampen any enthusiasm.